Big welcome to you, Steve. Steve Banks is going to be doing a wonderful CPD evening event for us on the 10th of June. It'll be 2.5 hours long. Welcome, Steve. Your talk is on the power of music. Can you tell us a little bit about how this has come about?
Sure. Well, I was at the Trust. I trained at the Trust 97 to 2000. And then the Trust recently set up these wonderful graduate meetings for the alumni, which I've been really enjoying, and meeting amazing people. And at one of those meetings, it came up about my work, and that I've composed this new oratorio called Blue Pearl, a One World Oratorio, which was a very emotional moment, actually, of telling one of the trustees in a breakout group about it. But that's another story. I won't go into that. So yeah, it's come out of that really, and the the writing of this oratorio has been definitely very much inspired by my own psycho-spiritual journey, of which psychosynthesis was a big part. Before that, psychoanalytic therapy, men's work. I've done various things, ritual work in the Dagara tradition, and then I got into Ken Wilber's integral model also. So I'm a musician, and I've played classical music, folk music, world music, and it was when I was playing in a rehearsal, I think it was Verdi's Requiem in around 2012, that it suddenly struck me that there was no equivalent of that sort of music for the kind of spirituality that I had experienced, or psycho-spirituality, you might even say, or that I practice Buddhist meditation, but I think of myself very much as a sort of secular Buddhist, if you like. Anyway, so I'd never written any music like that before. I'd written a string quartet, but I decided just to have a go. I just set out to see what would happen. And basically, 6 years later, I ended up with this oratorio. So the workshop then is kind of about that sort of subjects. It's about what is sacred music in our contemporary times, and I suppose I'm talking really mainly about Western culture. What is sacred or transformative music? What role does it play in our lives in an age when many people don't go to church or equivalent, and in an age where music is sort of everywhere, in films, on the TV, radio. So that's one of the kind of dimensions I'm really interested to explore in this workshop. Is what does sacred or music look like in people's lives and in our culture as a whole? And then the other thing, really, the other main dimension that I'm looking to explore is, given that there is, I think many people see it like this, there's a new kind of spirituality in the West with the advent of Buddhism, with things like psychosynthesis and Jung, and the post-Jungians, and many ways in which spirituality has been reimagined and re-experienced and experienced in new ways. And especially for me, it's this extraordinary integration that we now have between psychology and spirituality, that those things are no longer kind of separate departments, but it's a continuum. In integral terms, it's the spectrum of consciousness, and in psychosynthesis terms, you could say it's the whole egg. That to become a fulfilled human being is no longer, for me, in my kind of spiritual outlook, about kind of just about transcendence. It's about the here and now.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the things that really inspired me when I spoke to you early on. I can remember walking away just looking forward to hearing your talk and to your walk through life, really. The whole approach.
Right. I mean, I'm hoping it's going to be, well, I'm planning. I'm planning that it will be, I will do a bit of a presentation talk, but I'm planning for at least 2 breakout sessions when people can discuss and come back to the group and kind of drawing on the collective wisdom of the group. So it's not just going to be me talking at people. It's going to be, I hope, a kind of a bit of a melting pot of ideas and people sharing their experience. And yeah.
Sounds fabulous. I can't wait to see what happens at the workshop. And I guess, you know, beyond that, there's the possibility, if it goes well, the possibility of doing a day's workshop, which sounds quite delicious, really.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean,
yeah.
If it was in a physical location, there would be the opportunity for doing a movement meditation.
Gosh.
Which can be done on Zoom, but it's just not quite as good.
Yeah. Who knows? Let's see where we end up with that. Steve, is there anything else, any other kind of drop of something that you'd like to leave people with?
Well, if people are interested to get a flavour, you can go to my website. People can go to my website and have a little listen to some of this Blue Pearl Oratorio, which gives you straight away really a kind of good flavour of where I'm coming from in terms of sacred music. So that's at www.stevebanks.info. And I think if you want to listen to one thing, I would recommend listening to Evolution 5 and Anamnesis. Those are 2 of the movements which take you through the whole of evolution in 25 minutes of music.
Goodness me. Thank you.